He said the dummy he has not good enough. You need to go back.
And in case I forget, wow, that's good. If in case I forget at the very end, right, we want to do a big selfie with us all, so I can share you beautiful people all around the world. Is that cool? Nice.
Wow. Do I have to shake them down at the door before they leave?
No, that'd be cool. Where's my camera gone? Where's my laptop gone?
Your mic's not working.
It's a lock-in.
His mic volume.
Stay with my levels. There we go. That's better.
I like it better when he's muted, though. I'm on this mic.
You remember to keep hold of that question because I'll be asking you out in a minute.
I think I'm on 4. Is that too loud back there?
He's keen.
Is that too loud back there for you guys?
Are we making your ears ring in the back?
No,
Not
yet.
I like this guy back. He's like me in high school. I'm gonna hide in the back of the room because I'm blazed. Yeah. You can't see my eyes.
That's what he tells you. I'm sorry, dear. I didn't hear that.
Okay, we are now live from Maryland Poppin' HorrorCon, where Comic-Con meets Halloween. Just heads up, plenty of parking here. If you're not here yet, get your butt over here. And if by chance you do end up paying for parking, just bring your receipt in, show it at the front, and you're going to get a discount on your ticket. And with that, we're going to be going live with Darth Vader himself.
With
Spencer Wilding.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
You played Darth Vader?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, one of my characters. Dark side. Can't you feel the presence here right now?
I kind of do,
Wait
yeah.
till you put my lid on. Whoop.
Right.
What the weeby jeebies?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Right?
right off the tracks. Right at the beginning,
track,
folks.
right at the beginning. That's what we do best.
We do that best. So yeah, welcome. I mean, what do you think of Maryland Poppin'
I
HorrorCon?
love it. It's like one big family, and you've accepted me in straight away, which I love because I like to talk to the people. You know, which you'll if you come into the table, we'll have a good chat. You know what I mean? And I do come from quite far away, a little town called Rhyl in North Wales. It's in the UK, so you've got Scotland, England, and Wales, and where it's the mountains meet the seaside. I've got a bit of a strange accent, but it's all good back home. You know what I mean?
You mean
So if you don't understand
you're
what
not
he's saying, you
Australian?
just put your hand up. We'll make him repeat it
Are you
over
Australian?
and over again.
How are you guys? Are you having a good time? Yeah. For the first con, it's excellent, isn't it?
Wait a
You know
minute.
what I mean? Yeah, it's great.
You just asked him if they were having a good time, right? He asked you if you were having a good time.
All right, that's better.
All right, that's a little
That's
bit
a
better,
little
but I
better.
think we can get a little louder than that,
Can't go louder
folks.
than that. Let's raise, let's get some
Yeah,
lights
let's
flickering
get the
here.
ceiling tiles fluttering. Are you guys having a good time? Here we go.
All right.
Here we go.
That's
That was
much
rocky.
better.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to penetrate the ears.
No, it's okay. I feel a vibration.
Well, that's good. I
That'll
feel
be
something,
me.
but I won't tell you what it is.
It's the dark side.
So, tell us a little bit about Spencer.
Right. Okay. So I was born in the smallest city in the world. It was at the time called Saint Asaph. Right. And I moved from Saint Asaph to Rhyl, and then I went to a small town called Prestatyn. We've got really long Welsh names. And then I come to Melodin, and I came back to Rhyl. And this is all of a 10-mile radius. Right. I was a lovely little kid, cheeky chappy, dimples. I used to knock on the next door neighbours for a jack butty and all that. When the mates went to, I'm telling you about Spencer now, I'm bringing you up, right? So I used to, when my mates used to go and watch football, I loved animals. I'd go and climb trees and take little animals out of the nests and say they fell out the nest and bring them home. You know what I mean? And make friends with them.
Animal thief.
There you go. I remember we've got a field called Baston Field, and then it's half a mile away from the sea, right? So we're right on the coast, and we used to have a circus that used to come in every July, and it'd be there for the whole of the July. And when I was little, animals talked to me. In my head, they talked to me, right? And this was back in the day when animals could be in zoos, right? So we had camels, giraffes, zebras, elephants, the lot, So the specific day, the circus had been in town for about a week. I was there was like a line of rope going around the animals where you couldn't go near them. Well, for me, it was like, come on in. You know what I mean? And there was a very famous camel that had a floppy bump. What do they call? what do you call it?
The hump.
That's it. So I had a floppy one, right? So he's very famous because we all got to know him. He was coming back every year, but you couldn't go near him because he's very aggressive and he'd spit at you. He just did not like people. You know what I mean? So anyway, I walked up to him. I was only 5 years old, and the camel turned around to me. He goes, "I want to come home with you." I went, "What? I want to come home with you." All right, okay. So they had big pegs like this into the ground so they can go away. It took me about an hour and a half to get this peg out, and I got halfway home with the camel. You know what I mean? And then all the circus people coming in and out. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? You know. So it was mental. You know what I mean? But I did get home, so I did say sorry to the camel. Couldn't take him home. And I was one of them kids that used to bring things always back home. I remember we got a little nursing home at the top of the street, right? Little old people, you know what I mean? Old nans and granddads. And this little old lady, she's quite senile, and she was walking down the street, and she walked up to me, and I said, "Do you want to come and live with us?" You know what I mean? So I got to the house, right? I went, "Mum," before I got any words, she goes, "Whatever it is, put it back in the nest." I said, no. It's a little old lady who wants to come with us. And she went, "What?" So she come out and you had to take her home. And then I went from there. I was in a little school called Prestatin High. And then I went to Uskelmeyer was a primary school first. Then I went to Uskelmeyer. Then I went to a few farming colleges, doing mechanics. Then I did a sports college. But I was anybody dyslexia in the room. I'm a heavy dyslexic. So at the age of 32 years old, I still couldn't read. Are you dyslexic? Darth Vader's dyslexic. How cool is that? Yeah, not yet. Keep hold of it, man. We're gonna get it. So I do a lot of talks around the schools all over the world, and I like to talk about dyslexia. I'm very proud to be dyslexic. I'm very open about it, and it's just done me good things. So I can put that into the kids' heads. Don't just hide away. You're not thick. You know, you're very special. You're going to find what you're really good at. You know what I mean? Trust, honesty. It's, straight up. And then from there, I worked in Rotterdam in Holland for like 2 years doing construction. And I was working for the biggest company in the world. It had 16,500 employees, right? And I was the first employee, subcontract they offered full-time employment. But I was mum's little boy, you know what I mean? And then I rang home and said, "Mum, they've offered me full-time employment and live here." And then all of a sudden, Mum was having a suspected heart attack, but she wasn't. She just wanted a baby back. So she got me back. It wasn't my path. So then I started kickboxing, right? And then professional boxing, and that opened the doorway up to this beautiful world that I portray here now, right? And I'm very spiritual, and I feel my spirit is towards your spirit, and it all goes on. You know what I mean? So that's it is with me, and I'm just loving every beating minute of this life. They're Spencer.
Wow, thank you. I got one quick question for you. You said the smallest city in the world you said you were born in. What was the name of that again?
Saint Asaph. That's ST.ASPAH.
Okay, I heard St. Asses. That's
St. Asaph. Yeah, that was the wrong party, mate.
PG-13, Jeffrey. PG-13. I like the way he said it was all small towns. You're not a small guy.
No. Do stick
so
out
really, how small were the towns? Were they really big towns, and you were just a really big guy?
We got 30,000 people living in our towns. You know what I mean? But there was like 15,000 people living in St. Asaph at the time, and it's got a huge cathedral. So it's got a cathedral. It's a city.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, is that how they work that over there?
Apparently so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we've got castles everywhere.
Yes.
We've got loads of ghosts, caves in the mountains. So it's just one big playground for us lot. Do you know what I mean? When we were kids.
It's on my list. I want to do the castle.
I was just going to
course.
say, he is a big guy. I could probably fit in his suitcase. Take me home with you?
Everything's got a price, man.
Talk to my new agent.
Come on, Stacey Williams. Everybody, Stacey Williams. It's down to her. She's
Stacey in the
brought me in.
back.
There you go.
Stacey's responsible for bringing Spencer out here today. Let's give her a round of applause.
Yeah, well done, Stacey.
Oh, come on. I said give her a round of applause.
Come on.
Yeah. There we go. Because without amazing people like her, we can't have amazing people like you.
I love my job. I just love traveling the world. I go to lots of Comic Cons, but I do buzz. I'm a patron of anti-bullying back home for bullying on the kids, and I do love to. I'm all about the kids, man. I love to go see the
Right.
It's fun. Yeah, but
excellent. So besides Darth Vader, you've played a lot of other major roles too. Tell us a little bit about those.
So my first ever role in the industry was playing you may have heard of Harry Potter. So when Professor Lupin changes into the werewolf, then it's myself and Marnix van der Broek, right? So we play the werewolf. And then I was in Batman Begins. Have you seen Batman Begins? Well, you might not recognize me because I was a bit younger then, a bit more sharper, but I'm the guy that burns down Bruce Wayne's manor and catch the gun coming out of the house. And then I did Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Has anybody seen that? Well, I'm number 1 Vogon soldier. I'm the soldier that chucks him into the chamber going, resistance is futile and all that. You know what I mean? I'm the Vogon soldier doing all the silly stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm the Vogon soldier number 1. And then from there, I did Belle from Grendel with Gerald Butler in Iceland. Yeah. And that's anything to do with monsters. Apparently, it all originates from there, you know? So it's like it's a poem that's over 800, 900 years old. So it's, you know, so I play 3 characters on that. And I was in Ghost Rider 2, Spirit of Vengeance. Yeah. Aragon. I was fighting Jeremy Irons in Aragon. I was in Stardust. So I got to work with my idol, Robert De Niro. You know what I mean? He's a bit of a cross-dresser. It was so, I'll tell you a story about it. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Stardust is brilliant. You've got to watch it. So myself, Gorgeous George, Dexter Fletcher, we were like the main pirates, right? So it was about 10 of us. And there was a scene where we run it. Have anybody seen Stardust? Right. So you know the scene where we all run, when Mark Strong is trying to kill him and he dies out of the window when they're in the captain's quarters. And we all run in, and there's a little old man there. The little old pirate goes, it's all right, Captain. We always use a whoopsie. You know what I mean? So, but he likes to dress. He's a cross-dresser. He just likes to dress in women's clothes. Nothing wrong with that. Whatever rocks your boat. You know what I mean? So we run in there, and Mark Strong dies out the window, and he's a bit embarrassed now because it's the first time we've seen him in. Well, he thinks it's the first time we've seen him in women's clothes, but we all knew he's a whoopsie. Do you know what I mean? So. And when it went cut, and he goes, the lip went, so was that all right? I said, you're Robert De Niro, Bob. Whatever you do is all right. Do you know what I mean? Breathing's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? And I said to him, he said, was that all right? So he was asking us. I said, oh, it was brilliant. But I said, you do look better with a gun in your hand, though, mate. You know what I mean? But no, it was great fun working with Robert De Niro. And then I wanted to like Jupiter Ascending with the Wachowskis. It was awesome to take direction off them guys. They're just incredible. And then I was in Doctor Who's. I've done several characters for Doctor Who's. I was in the Game of Thrones. I was one, right? Do you know my characters in Doctor Who's?
Are you okay? Right. Are you okay? I think, look at you. You're melting him in the front row.
Yeah, man. Hang on to her. We're going to get to that. You know what I mean? So my first ever role, they rang me up, and it was Neil Gorton and Connor O'Sullivan, them guys. They rang me up and said, would you like to be on Doctor Who? And I said, would I? You know what I mean? Because I was starting to make a bit of noise with the creatures now. And I said, yeah, I would love to. You know, it's not a big paying job, but it's not about that. It's the passion. Do you know what I mean? The money's a bonus. Do you know what I mean? And I said, oh, yeah, I'd love to. So they brought me in, and the first episode was the God Complex. I was playing the Minotaur. If you had faith, I could kill you, right? So, and basically, I was an alien, and you couldn't pull that door shut. No, nice one, Stace. So, I was an alien, so you had faith, I could kill you, and it was it was a hotel, but it was my spaceship, right? And it was instincts for me to just kill all of you all the time. But I didn't want to live anymore. I was just sick of it. I was an old Minotaur and I'd been killed thousands of people and different creatures and different species all over the galaxies, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. But I just had to do it. And so Doctor Who sussed me out, right? And all of a sudden, my spaceship the hotel went to a spaceship, and then a black screen on the floor went, and it's just a spotlight and me dying in Doctor Who's arms. And I was looking through my mask, and Doctor Who started crying. And I thought, what are you crying for? You just killed me. But then I played the Wooden King in the Christmas Day special, which is really special because there's not much things going on Christmas Day in the UK. And to be in, it's a very special front room on Christmas Day because all the families are there, and 90% of the people put Doctor Who on. So I wanted to get out of the car and go, hi, how you doing? Happy Christmas. But I couldn't do that because we filmed it months ago before Christmas. So the Wooden King had a half a forest living in his head, so I had a headache all the time. And then the one after that was a very iconic character, the Ice Warrior in the God Complex, right? So Skeldek, that's what he was like. You Skeldek, so like snaky, right? So he was in a galactic war with his daughter, and anyway, it all went wrong. There was flash, bang, wallop, bang, and then he comes round in an ice cube in the North Pole or wherever, somewhere there's a lot of ice, and he gets woken up. So these Russians in a tank in a submarine find this massive ice cube, and they thought it's a walrus in there. So they've got a Bunsen burner and melting it, and then all of a sudden I come round, and because he's very honourable, I wake up in a nuclear submarine submarine, and I just freak out, and I'm like, "Where's the red button? Mate, you're all getting it. You're not a nice race." And I stopped there because Matt Smith started going, "We're not that bad. We're all like this." Blah, 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 blah. So I listened to him, and then all of a sudden, okay, or whatever, you can live. And then my guys just got me in a flying saucer and took me off. And then from there, I was in the Game of Thrones. I was one of 2 White Walkers. The first one was the first episode. You know what I mean? I was White Walker 2, Ian White was White Walker 1. They're just the cast names. And then from there, I'm going to probably miss out a few things here now because I've done over 50 films now. I was in Legend of Hercules. So I have a good fight with Hercules. He wins because his name's Hercules. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I would have kicked his ass. Yeah. And then I was in the Fast and Furiouses. And I was in Men in Black International. And there's a nice little story there. My son, when, Paul Walker, passed away, God rest his soul, he touched a lot of people's lives because he was a brilliant actor and a brilliant soul. And my son was 5.5, 6 when he passed away, maybe about 7. But he was a massive, Fast and Furious fan. And I always said, because I was working up the ladder, and I said, one day I'm going to introduce you to Paul. And he goes, "Oh, will you, Dad?" I said, "Yeah, well, the way it's going, we're gonna get there one day, son." I said, "Right, okay." And I got 2 sons and a daughter. And so he passes away. He wouldn't come out of his room for a week. He said, "Dad, it felt like you died." I said, "That's a powerful thing when an actor can do that to somebody who's watching the screen. It's a beautiful thing." And I was telling this story when I was on Men in Black International, and we were on when I was on Men in Black International. My character's called Luca Brasi, right? And I was the second actor. Anybody know the Godfathers, right? The originals. I'm a fan of them. So Luca Brasi, Swim with the Fishes. Hollywood gave me that name after that. So I was just buzzing. For that. And anyway, I get a phone call after being on that job, and so I was working on Men in Black with that character. So Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. The production gets in touch with me, ring me up, and goes, "Spen, you couldn't do us a favor, could you?" I said, "Yeah, what's going on?" Because we want you to play a character in Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. I went, so I know it's just going to blow my kid's head off. Do you know what I mean? I said, "Yeah, what do you want me to do? Who with?" He's going to be working with Dwayne Johnson. I went, "No way, there's kids in here, so I won't say what I said." Do you know what I mean? And he was like, "Bleep, bleep, 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 bleep." You know what I mean? So it was like that. But I said, "I'm going to get to have a fight with him." He goes, No, you just get knocked out with him. I said, "Oh, that's cool." You know what I mean? That's cool. If you're going to get knocked out with anybody, it's going to be Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. So it's trailer material. Probably wasn't going to be trailer material, but as soon as he see my kipper pull faces and fall down, bang, they laughed their heads off, and while Jason Statham was beating up 10 stunt guys on the other side, it was just such a brilliant film. If you like to strap yourself in from day one, start the first minute, it's full on, innit? Do you know what I mean? So much action. So I scored a few points there with my lad, and he was just laughing his head off because I got knocked out by The Rock. He was like, "Yeah." You know what I mean? I said, "What did you want me not knock him?" "No, I want The Rock to knock him Dad out." You know what I mean? Right, sound. So, and then playing, obviously, probably one of the noisiest characters I've ever played is Darth Vader, Rogue One. You know what I mean? It's a big process to go through that as well. It took about 4 weeks to get that job with several self-tapes. And then the end audition where you get the cross or the tick was at Pinewood Studios. And I filmed there several times. And the ride is still going. I've got 4 new films ready to come out. So they're going to be coming out. I can tell you the production's names. Would you like to know? I can't tell you anything about the shows. I'm signed and sealed with DNA and all that, NDAs. But, so I've got Devil. That's due to come out this. So if you like your horrors, which I think you all do, it's going to blow your head off. And then Borderlands, I was helping out on that show. and then Toxic Avengers. Do you know what I mean? All I can say is you're gonna love it. So Peter Dinklage is in it. It's great work with Pete, and obviously Kevin Bacon, iconic character, and we all love Kevin. And then I've got Dungeons and Dragons that comes out next year. So watch this space, guys. It's coming. It's a coming.
It's a coming.
It's busy, dude.
Little things from a big guy, or big things from a little guy.
Whatever. We're all walking souls, right? You know what I
Right.
mean, but this is just a transport unit. You know what I mean?
That's how it is.
So, anybody out there got any questions?
Yeah, how we looking on the interweb, Mr. Monkey behind the keyboard?
Just comments, no questions.
Oh, well, slackers.
Right, we have got one question because our young little fella here is, if he remembers his question. Do you remember it? Right? Yeah. What is it? That is, I've never ever heard that question before. It's more like the dark side chose me. Yeah, because there's a real spirit and presence of Darth Vader, and he chooses his actors. Yeah, who he can think or feel who's going to deal with him. So we met together, me and Darth Vader. You know, and but I played a lot of dark characters. You know, I'm very good at playing them. You know, I've lived in many worlds, and you know, we can bring that dark side out. So there was one man for the job, and me and Daniel LaPruse smashed it. Yes, mate. Is that your little brother? What's your name? All right, Timmy. Little Tim. All right, little Tim. Tibby. Sorry. Whoa! How cool is that? Yeah. Having it, how cool is it having parents that you got like that who are just like, what? What's your name? Luke. What's your name? Ah, I am your father. Don't be coming for any pocket money, though. Yes. Yeah. All right. I'll tell you, the dark side chose me, and you know, I think we can. With certain actors can handle it. Certain actors, it's not for them. Yes. Why?
Are you enemies with Luke?
You got me there.
Beep, 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 beep.
It's one of them. It's just one of them. Yeah, you just gotta watch the film and figure that one out. Yeah, great question though. Any other? Yes, mate. I'd like to know your names anyway. So shout out your name. What's your name? Tommy Q. Q. That's Q. So you're on that film James Bond or not? Why not? Let's do that. Eh? Yeah, go on, Q.
So anyway, so you've definitely bounced around to a lot of franchises. Is there any franchise that you would love to be an actor for in the future?
Great question. You know what? I've done a few horrors now. I was in Victor Frankenstein. I played Prometheus, Frankenstein's monster. As in the Wolfman, I played the Wolfman in Universal Wolfman. I'd like to play in a mummy film, or I'd love to play Dracula. Do you know what I mean? So I would love to play that stuff. We can tick all them horrors off. You know what I mean?
Nosferatu.
Watch it, Benny bites.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. No, he just nibbles.
Well, actually, that's a question I can't really answer because it's a dark side. So who knows, right? They like to keep themselves unrevealed. Do you know what I mean? That's all I've got to say. You know what I mean? And they don't say a word to you. It's all body language. There you go. Yes, mate.
Where'd all the ones go?
I don't know that question. I don't know. Do you know? No clue. No. But I'll tell you what, a lot. You know what I mean?
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. It took us a long time to build it back up. Do you know what I mean?
You got one here in the front.
Yes, love. What's your name?
My name is Sherry.
Nice to meet you, Sherry.
The intensity of your Darth Vader in Rogue One was by far one of the best of it. So, with that said, did you really have to gear up for that intensity? Because
Well, like I said, every character has a spirit and presence that I play, and they take over me. It's a bit of a weird one. Do you know what I mean? I don't act to be that character. It just becomes very real and opens up. And the presence, that's why the presence is so strong, you know, because you have got Vader on set. Do you know what I mean? And you know straight away when he's on set because he demands your respect. He demands, and when he's having a go at Krennic, and Krennic's having a go at him, that's the first time I've experienced a real fight going on just with words and presence, not me just kicking and punching them to death. You know what I mean? So it was incredible, and you know, that there's, like I say, there's one Vader. He chooses his actors. Do you know what I mean? So when you know, any actors that get to play him, they'll probably tell you the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Thank you very much. Yeah, it's proper.
the other thing I would like to say is that I'm a teacher,
Yes.
and you say that you have dyslexia and that you talk to the kids about that. Thank you so much. And when you're telling the kids, you know, you go for it.
Well, the big man, you know, I'm probably one of his workers, man. Do you know what I mean? And he puts me in places, and he's gave me this dream to go meet everybody around the planet. And it's important for, especially these kids that look, and big kids, you know what I mean? It's important for them. They look up to these shows, and people think these actors have come from, you know, I come in through the back door. Do you know what I mean? He helped me upstairs. I've got some, you know, I've got some power around me to help me follow these dreams. You know what I mean? And not every actor's come from university and this, that, and the other, you know. So I'm very real and very grounded. I'm not saying they're not, of course they are, you know, but I've come in my way, and I'm just following my path. You know what I mean? Until my next journey. But thank you. Yeah, and well done for being a great teacher. You know what I mean? 100%. You got to be positive.
I think we had a question over here.
What's your name? Hello, Victoria. Yeah. I used to be a boxer. I forget a lot real quick. I've been punched in the head a lot of times. Yes. Yeah, it's very real as well. So I have never told this story on a Q&A before. So strap yourself in, right?
Another first.
So, yeah, so there's a place called Prestatyn Meadows, right? And that's in, obviously, it's like where they've got 2 football pitches and rugby pitches. And sometimes they play American football on there, right? So it's got one big field there, and there's a big bank that goes down about 50 feet. And then there's another field there, right? And we were about 14, 15, and we were all a little bit naughty kids off the estate. So we all told everybody else's parents we were staying at that house, but we didn't. You know what I mean? We went to the meadows, and the toilet has a heater, right? But they never lock the door because the kids just break into it anyway, you know? And there's another mobile where you get changed. So I apologize. I was a bit naughty. I wasn't a bad kid. I was just a bit naughty. You know what I mean? So there was 3 girls, 3 lads, right? So we left the girls in the toilet under the light. So it's quite cold in Wales. I mean, so they had it on. And then we said, right, we're going to go out around the doorsteps and go and get some milk and cheese and ham. So we were pinching, you know what I mean, to have a picnic. We didn't have no money, you know what I mean? So we went out. We must have got the wrong night because there's no milk or anything on the doorsteps, right? But so we were out for about 20 minutes, half an hour. We went back to the girls, and they were literally like white as ghosts, right? And they were like crying, screaming, like frightened underneath the sink like that, shaking. What's the matter? What's the matter? Why did you scare us like that? So there's somebody knocking under the mobile, trying to open the door at the same time and knocking on top of the roof. This is straight, right? We weren't drinking or anything like that. We were only kids. Do you know what I mean? So we went running out thinking there was a tramp under the mobile. We were like, rah, running around there, and then we run at the bank. Oh, where are they? Scaring our girls. And then I kid you not, right? A green glow, energy glow with a dark shadow in the middle of it, about that off the ground there, that high, come round the mobile like that. And we just, it was scary. We went, it's a effing ghost. And we ran, you know, I was the first to get to the main road, and that was like 500 meters. Honestly, you know, my legs was like, poof, gone. I was leaving like smoke trails, and that takes some doing on grass, I tell you. So, and then I come round to some guy slapping me because I'm in shock. All of us got slapped in the face, and now it's like 4 a.m. You've waking my bloody kids up, blah 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 blah. You don't get it. It's a ghost. You know what I mean? But that was my first encounter with an energy source like that. So I'm a great believer in all that. There is another place, and that was our first encounter. There's been other. I'm sensitive. I don't know if it was a ghost or an alien or some sort of mad. I don't know, but it wasn't happy with us being there because it's scaring the girls like that. You know what I mean? But I was going to get the Dutch courage up to go back to that mobile one day. I know there's no mobile there, but I'll just camp out and just see what's going on. This time I'll probably
still
go
around.
If it comes around, I'll be like, I come in, have a cup of tea. Come in, what's going on?
I want to bring you home.
I'm running this time. You know what I mean?
Mom, look what I got.
Whatever it is, you're like, ah!
So we've got about 4 minutes left, just so you guys know. So get those questions ready.
Yes. No,
They're still there.
They were trying to catch up. They were moving fast. Everybody's moving fast, but I was gone.
The 3 guys did not have 3 girls the next day.
Trust me, we weren't waiting for the girls. We were getting out of there.
I think we had a question over here.
Yeah, we have a question here.
What's your name? Amber, of course you are, Sanya. So, yeah.
So jumping to Doctor Who, 2 questions. Do you have a favorite doctor, and if you can pick a doctor, the current or from the past, to work with?
Well, I was a baker guy back in the day. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that big scarf, and he used to hide behind the couch. It was proper scary when I was a kid. Really scary. I know everything's bigger when you're a kid, and everything's more scary, but it just felt more scary back then. You know what I mean? When I was like 5, because it's like 60 years old now, that show. You know, they invited me for the Royal Albert Hall to play Skeldeck, right? But I was 35,000 feet in the air at the time, going to film on Jupiter Ascending, which I was gutted about, but I was happy I was working as well with the Wachowskis. But some guy, Ross Mullen, jumped into my suit, and my suit was built for me, and it was a little bit shorter, so he was having a hard time in it. But what an experience that would have been to see every character that played in Doctor Who and all them, and an orchestra. You know what I mean? It was supposed to be incredible. You know, I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. But I am a fan of the current Doctor, Matt Smith. You know what I mean? I love Matt Smith. I loved him to death. But, you know, working with the lady doctor as well, you know, Jodie, she was incredible as well. But my fave is Matt Smith. You know what I mean? But my characters, I didn't tell you all my characters. So Skeldeck, I played one more character as well. They're called the Dregs, right? And it was Orphan 56 or 59, something like that. So it was about the Dregs were humans, right? So, but the humans messed the planet up now. It's just carbon dioxide. All the trees, everything's died. It's just like planet Mars, you know? And it was just getting like that. But the Dregs, it was a very interesting character to play because you're breathing in carbon dioxide, was like acid. So he was like, I was breathing like that in pain, but they breathe out oxygen like trees. You know, they're taking the carbon dioxide and blow out that. And I was, I was quite interested actually because I had two guys in the UK. I'm in front of the screen, so I had a couple of hours. The BBC was giving me, the Doctor Who was giving me a couple of hours to train these guys, and then I had a couple of guys in Spain who couldn't speak any English, and I had a couple of guys to work with these. But you know, training thousands of people to kickboxing, it helps when it comes down to things like that. You got to train them up quick. But the boys did a brilliant job. They pulled it off. You know what I mean? They did a great job. But if you haven't seen that episode, well recommend to see it. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's good.
So I think we got time for one more question, and then you get to pick your favorite question, where the winner is going to win
He's going to win a sign, or she is going to win a signed picture, right, with a video of their choice. If you want me to send a video to someone, right?
We have a question.
Yeah, I'll be getting to you. We can have him as well, can't we?
Oh yeah, we can do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I suffer with dyslexia, but now I'm fine. I'm really enjoying the dialogue that they give me now. But in the beginning, it was. I remember a time I was doing an advert for the Super Bowl, right? And we were filming it in Ronda. Nobody ever knows this. Nobody knew this. So it was up in one of the castles in Ronda in Spain, and it's where the first bull ring was. You know, it's right old place. And do you remember everybody's seen Super Bowl, right? This is like 2010, and it was the quest for the Holy Grail. So it's Monty Python. Do you ever anybody remember that?
Yeah.
Well, I was one of the French hecklers on top of the castle, going, "Women do not belong on a man's quest," and here's a pony. Right? There was one scene I was going, "Men do not belong on a man's quest," and here's a pony. So it was, and then it froze up a bit, and they were trying to get me to come out, and I went, "Oh, it's got a Mickey Mouse going on up there." Do you know what I mean? I was like, "Oh." You know what I mean? But I sorted it out and got it together. Do you know what I mean? But when it came to dialogue, as I was coming through them stage, because he's just like walking in mud to me, and the words just wouldn't come out. You know what I mean? But I've found ways with my dyslexia now. There's loads of different forms of dyslexia, and me listening to it when I go for a run, I put it on my earphones. Like Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I mean? God, right? Like things like that. And I draw pictures to if I couldn't remember a word, I put a number on top of it, or an apple on it, or something like that, something different. Because with computers, it goes in. And reading 10 minutes before bed. Don't read 10 minutes before bed and then put a movie on. It's got to be literally when you're like, falling asleep. In the morning, you remember it. And it goes in so much. So it's important for the kids who are struggling to do their homework, get them to read it 10 minutes before bed. It goes in. Yes, mate.
He really wants to know why you're on the dark side.
So I'm on the dark side in front of the camera, but I'm like the light that walks through the darkness. Right? So I'm one of them. Yeah. Towards the end, man, he was all right, wasn't he? There you go. Yeah. There you go. Great questions. And the winner goes, it's got to go to my little man here. You know what I mean? Right? But your brother did a good one as well, so he's going to get a picture as well. Right?
Well, look at that.
There you go. Right?
So
And thanks for coming to see us. Honestly, thanks for coming to see us. And kids, don't worry about it. Are you listening? Are you listening, Luke? Luke, listen. Don't worry about the dyslexia, right? Because honestly, you're a really special boy, mate. Yeah? All right?
there you guys have it. Spencer Wilding. Come on. I want to hear it louder. Louder! We want them to hear you in the UK.
So we're gonna do a selfie now, right? So everybody comes to the front. We've got the backdrops in here, and we're all gonna do the front, and we're all gonna do a Vader point. Is that cool? So come on and all come up here then.
Okay. Just a reminder, photo ops right after this as well.